Right behind me is the marker that notates that we are currently basically standing on the corner of 3 states, Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. And this is going to be where we start our little road trip today. And this is Missouri Route 43. Starts right here at the state border and goes about 98 miles north. We're going to visit some small towns. We're going to maybe go through a couple, or at least one city, larger town slash city, and see if we can find some historical things along the way. But a great place to start here in the little 3-state landmark. I'm driving through Southwest City, which is the first basically stop along this route. And I've done a video already about Southwest City, so instead of going through that all again, if you want to watch that, now would be the time. If you want to kind of stay in line with the geography of 43. But yeah, nice little town. And now we'll head on past Southwest City and on north. Really interesting little area to explore. I found the old post office. Man, it was kind of hidden behind a semi truck, and it was like wow, that was awesome. But I was tipped off because I went over to where there was a church. Actually, it was two churches, and I met a couple people, and they let me in to see the church. They'd remodeled it, and it was really nice. Barton City Cemetery here, just off 43. 43 is about a quarter of a mile that way. Barton City actually, currently, it's called Hannon. It's just up the road that direction about 3 miles, and just a little bit west of 43. There's an unincorporated community called Hannon, and originally it was called Barton City. So when it was Barton City, the cemetery was established, obviously in 1870, and now it's called Hannon. So we'll go up and check out Hannon. I was like, what the heck is this? It's a dunking booth. Huh. I wonder when the last time that was used. We're getting to the end of our trip on Route 43, and we've come to the Jewel Cemetery, overgrown with a real old rusty sign. Just exactly how I like to find stuff. Yeah, so we're just a few miles from the end. There's no big grand finale here at the end of the route. Just kind of ends innocently enough. So let's head on down the road and finish up the trip. So that's the end of Missouri Route 43. What did you think? Interesting. You know, I can find things that most people think aren't very interesting, very interesting. And the beginning of the road, the beginning earlier today, was very hilly, and there was some winding roads, and so I imagine that could be some interesting scenic driving. Certainly kind of straightened out and flattened out a little bit towards the end, but found some really cool small towns and ghost towns at the end. So a little bit of everything here, and obviously Joplin in the middle, and you know, Route 66 crosses 43, so 43 certainly is not known as a historic road, but it just goes to show you can find interesting things on all kinds of different roads. So glad I took Missouri Route 43 and the entire 98-mile trip. So there is one more thing that I'm gonna look for, and I'm heading back south. If you remember earlier in the video, there was a little area called Hornet, and it's basically a ghost town. There was a church and cemetery, and there's something called the Hornet Spook Light that may or may not exist. It's, you know, something that could be, some people might think it's like UFOs or something paranormal, and some people describe it as maybe there's some sort of refraction of light from the highway, and so I'm gonna go check that out. It has to go in the dark, so I'm gonna head back down towards that area and wait for it to get dark and see if I find anything. I'm guessing that I won't, and the ending of this video will be anticlimactic like so many other videos I make. But who knows, maybe we'll see something in the skies.
There's a bunch of different names online. Hornet Spook Light, Tri Area, the Devil's Promenade. So a lot of people have reported this for many, many years. If I remember correctly, Native Americans were the first ones to see it way back in the day. I can't confirm or deny that, but I do know that at least in modern times, I guess you could say, at least since the 70s or 80s, people have seen this.
I think it's legit. I mean, I can't really, we've chased it a couple of times and we cannot find anything that will be causing that. Wow, now it's really big.
You will see a ball of light that will be on one side or the other side of the street.
Now it's more of a white.
And if you take your car and drive down one way or the other, it'll disappear. And so you turn back around and you try to chase it this way and it goes away.
Is that red?
Yep, it's red now.
What? I've never seen it turn red like that. Being out there in a place, you know, where supposedly it's haunted, you know, it's just a thrill of it, you know, to see what we can find or see or hear.
That's the road we want to take to see the spook light. It's kind of spooky back here in these woods. And here it is. And it says we're supposed to go about 1.5 miles to 2 miles down this road. This is E50, aka Spook Light Road, aka the Devil's Promenade, as some of the locals call it. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, so I'm at the spot. The red lights are tower lights, but it's that light in the middle of the road that I believe is the spook light. Hard to see through the phone lens, but kind of flickers. And I'll see if I can drive up a little bit closer, but I think this is about how far it's supposed to be away for you to be able to see it, I guess. Inside my car now. Can just still see it real faint. Not what I thought, but there's a little bit of a flicker. I guess that's it, but it's really hard to tell. So I pulled forward just a little bit, and now I don't see anything down there. You might think, well, it might be like a car headlight or something, but there's that light has been there, and then you drive up and it disappears. It is kind of strange. Either way, it's definitely spooky out here. It's a really clear night. See tons of stars up there. Okay, I got my camera zoomed in as far as it'll go, and just so we're clear, I'm gonna drive towards it, and we'll see if it disappears. We're not looking at the two flashing lights or the two lights side by side, so those are towers. If you see the sign ahead, it's the light that's kind of flickering just to the top left of that sign in the middle of the road. So that's the road, that's what we're keeping our eye on. I think that's the spook light, and we'll see if it stays lit as we go. But like I said, as I got closer, it seemed to go away. So it's still there. Now it's directly left of the sign, but it seems to be going away, and now it's gone. Well, like I said, it was going to be probably an anticlimactic finish to the video. The spook light was not too spooky, but I don't know. What did you think? You know, there's been lots of videos on YouTube about this, and you know, I think that's not that there isn't a light there. I see a light, and it does kind of disappear, and it's a little bit of a flickering light, but I, you know, can't tell what it is. It could be just a light, or it could be something else. It wasn't like I've read and I've seen different things where like it's kind of impressive. There's multiple lights, but definitely wasn't any of that. So maybe I just got it on a bad night. And so, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. And you never know what you'll find out on the back roads out here in Missouri. Actually, I'm in Oklahoma right now as I cross over the border to on the Spook Light Road. So the Devil's Promenade, as they call it. Wasn't too scary or devilish tonight, but if you've ever seen the Spook Light, maybe you can make a comment. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, there are several ways to support the channel. You can donate by hitting the thanks button under the video, or purchase Travel with a Wiseguy merchandise. In the description of this video is a link to my website where you can learn more about the channel and sign up for my newsletter. And if you aren't interested in any of that, I'm just happy you took a few minutes out of your day to watch this video and learn a little bit about Missouri State Route 43. Thank you very much, and now on to the outtakes. This is the point where all three of those states get together, and it's, of course, when I start talking, every car starts up and truck and everything goes driving by. And as I was walking out, they said, "Are you on YouTube?" and I like don't announce that. I'm not, like I've said before, I'm not, it's not like a huge channel or anything like that. And I go, "Yeah, I do some YouTube channel or YouTube videos." And it was a husband and wife, and they were like, "Yeah, you know, honey, he's Route 66 and this and that." And which I have, which we're real close to Route 66. And I was like, "Yeah, I did. I've been around here a couple times and just stopping in. Pretty interesting little, they got two churches right next to each other in a ghost town." It was kind of strange. And then the thing that really made me laugh was, as I was, you know, saying goodbye and heading back to my car, the guy said, "Yeah, I met somebody famous today." I'm like, that's hardly the case. Not very famous, but I appreciated the fact that I bumped into someone that has seen some of my videos. So Nashville, Missouri, I loved the visit.